Hello. Hello. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for wanting to watch one of my videos. I appreciate you if you're here. Anyway, y'all, you know what we're here to talk about. You read it. Who is not waiting with a bated breath for Avatar 2, Way of the Water? Because I'm starting to like, the preview trailer of that movie is starting to seep into my dreams a little bit. You know, the wait makes it so much sweeter. Let's just give Mr. James Cameron his flowers. Okay, like, James Cameron, you are a visionary. The more times you watch Avatar, the first one, which for a lot of us has been a lot of times, you know, we had 13 years to watch it. Each time you appreciate the movie a different way. Like this time, I'm gonna get into what I appreciate about it this time. So this video is basically gonna be about, like, obviously not really reviewing Avatar. It's 13 years in the making. We know it's a masterpiece. We don't have to, ain't no need for that right now. It's basically getting into all the little things I love about it, all the things I appreciate about that movie. I don't think that was the first movie I saw that was that grandiose, you know what I mean? What was I, like 18 years old? I was blown away by it, and I remember going to school and everybody, like the teacher asked everybody to introduce themselves and maybe say what your favorite movie is, and everybody's favorite movie was Avatar. It had just came out. That's what I was saying. So let's get into the things I loved about Avatar, and I know we're all waiting with a bated breath for Way of the Water. So a while ago when I was working at Bare Minerals, one of my good friends, who's still one of my good friends, gave me the Avatar DVD set, which it had like so many special features. Like it went into the creation of the language, like the meaning of some of the Na'vi words, all of that. And so I had only been watching on that Blu-ray. You know, when I rewatched Avatar, that's how I was rewatching. I was watching on my Blu-ray DVD, right? So I think that's why this time I had a greater appreciation for like all the visual aspects of this film, just because it's the first time I'm watching it on like an actual huge, like we have an 80-inch TV, you know what I mean? I think that it sounds like cliche, like it's kind of predictable, everything I could say that I love about Avatar, because it's kind of like everything we all love about it, right? Pushes the boundaries for visual like effects, like the best CGI, most seamless CGI like ever, like for its time at least, you know, it's amazing. But like I said, since it was the first time I'm watching on the huge TV and we watched it on Disney Plus, so it was digital already, it was beautiful, y'all. Absolutely immersive. I feel like the visuals of Avatar are always going to be timeless because they're always going to be something there for everybody. And since it is so eye-catching and it does grab you by the attention and kind of hold you there, because if you're not paying attention to the plot, then you're focusing on the life that's happening in the background. I absolutely love James Cameron attention to detail. You know, like I think that just sets him apart. It's one of the things that set him apart because obviously he's very concerned with all the delicate details of film. That's why we had, you know, to wait so long for Way of the Water, because he was developing technology or waiting for technology to be developed to even make that film. Like anytime someone cares that much, you're in for a treat when you're about to watch something for them. So I just love the attention to details when it comes to Avatar's many background aspects, right? Like little things, like even the proportions of the Avatar to the people is just so seamless to me. I love that about it. Because of course everybody compares Avatar to the plot of Pocahontas. It says it's pretty much the same plot, like the colonizer plot, you know, the colonizer plot basically. But I think this is the first time I watched it and I grasped like that. If we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a loop that never, like when they were plugging their hair into everything, I was like, oh, that's what Pocahontas was saying when she was running the hidden pine trails of the forest and she put her hands down and fed the posts. I don't know. That was just a new connection for me. Like I said, the CGI in Avatar, even after 13 years, like, it's not like with Matrix. Ugh, don't get me wrong, I love Matrix. Matrix is one of my favorite movies. But like when you watch the first one now, you're kind of like chuckling a little bit at it, like the CGI, because it's just hilarious, but like in a good way. But with Avatar, it's been 13 years and the CGI looks up to par to what we're seeing now. Like, to me, it still could come out right now and nobody would be like, dang, that movie was made some time ago. I mean, it's good, but like I said, the CGI is just seamless, right? I also really like something I didn't notice, I don't think I noticed as much before, is that like there's always something going on in every scene in the background, right? every scene in the background, there's life, there's movement, there's colors changing, there's colors, you know, deepening and brightening, and it's just so much life happening in the background that I don't think I've noticed before, but that is something I really love about it, right? It's always in motion. The film just screams motion. And I love how this might be something very simple, but I just really love how some of the Amati-Kaya's like fighting moves, and like when they're going up to like shoot their arrows, I love how those parts are slowed down, like when Jake Sully was like fighting the dogs and like he's wrestling with it and being like slung all around in slow motion. I really love that slowed down aspect, how they add so much impact, and how the music, even like the opera singing, sometimes just adds the drama when they're being like in slow-mo. Like when, I forgot the guy's name that's supposed to marry Neytiri, but like when he was jumping on the ship, like when they were about to drop the bombs, or the ship they were trying to drop the bombs from, or this aircraft they were going to drop the bombs from, he jumped on that in slow-mo, and the music is just intensifying. I don't think I paid much attention to the background opera, like very dramatic soundtrack or score to this film before, but it's just, I think a thing that made me laugh is because I never really realized that how much money and effort and stuff they put into like having this Avatar section of this whole operation. They put so much money into these scientists and stuff becoming avatars and having avatars all to try to basically try to top the Amati-Kaya out of their own land. Like, you think you could dress up as me, my language, and try to talk me out of my land? I don't think I really deduced that before. Also, guys, I'm sorry if I keep looking to different ways. This is like I'm wanting to look at the lens and I'm wanting to look at the case, and it's just, sorry about that. I'm not cockeyed. Part of the film, perhaps my favorite part of the film will always be when Jake first gets his avatar and he's first trying and testing out his body. That part is just so good to me. Like, it's the first time we get to see like the real life, like avatar to human comparison, I think, in size wise, I believe, in the film. And it's just so cute and adorable and funny. Norm is so funny. He's like, they're gonna put you out. That part just kills me. I always love that part. I think it's just so playful and just, it's so funny. And it's like also makes you really realize that Jake, you know, is getting to experience legs after a long time of not having his legs, right? Because that can kind of slip your mind. You're like, what is he so happy about, right? Calm down. It's just an adorable moment. It makes you irritated with him. He is just, like Neytiri says, he is like a child running around, don't know where to go. Or also something I didn't notice before, but was really something that I enjoyed about the film this time around, was how funny like a lot of the lines that the Colonel had. I forgot his name. You know the Colonel. He got a lot of funny lines. I can't even remember what off the top of my head, but I was like, dang, I didn't know that he was like funny like this. Like, he was frying in that movie. Like, he had some funny lines. And I was like, oh, you funny too. You an op and you funny. The last thing I'll say that I really liked about this film is the believability of the characters. Although this is such a fantasy world, that is always my favorite thing about really fantastical places and far removed places, is about how film writers, filmmakers bring like real life banter that's still recognizable, still something we can identify with to that world, right? I think it's something you can watch all the time. You could break it out in a few weeks for Christmas, you know, bring the family together, watch Avatar. The visuals will captivate children. And then of course the story, you can captivate all, you know? James Cameron, you do that thing. I'm so excited for what you do. Very happy and pleased that that next Avatar After the Way of Water is already scheduled. So I think that means we're gonna just we're not gonna have to wait that long again, because that was a long time. That's some of the things I love about Avatar. And what are your favorite parts about Avatar? Leave it in the comments, please. Leave a comment. What is your favorite scene from Avatar? How about that? All right, y'all. I'll see you in the next video.